I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Queer Eye AfterShow on AfterBuzz TV. Tonight, we are covering episode 8, Father Knows Fish with Marco and family. I am your girl, Trina Dong, and of course, I am here with Kitty Kaboom. Hi, Kitty. What's up?
He's so glad to be here. It's my favorite show of all time. And two of my new favorite people. So it's all love, love, love.
Yes. And of course, we have another super fan, Bryan Santos. Hello, Bryan.
Hello, beautiful queens. Love being here with you both. Talking about this amazing show. This one was so good. Such a sweet father. Oh my gosh, love.
The best. So we're going to cover Marco, his family. He has a little bit of an estranged daughter. He owns a fish. What do we call it?
Fish market, I believe.
A fish market. He owns a spot at the fish market, and he's trying to open a new restaurant. So the guys are going to come in, fix up the restaurant. We'll talk a little bit about family things. Perhaps he's working too much. And then we'll do the big reveal on him and his restaurant. But before then, let's talk about overall thoughts. Kitty, what'd you think of this episode?
I loved it, and it brought so much insight. Here's the thing. We love the show, right? For like so many reasons, obviously. But one of the things that I really respect about the show is that they introduce topics that some people may not be aware of because they live in a different geographical region, or they just are not comfortable or familiar, I'll say, with different like ethnicities and different cultures and what that all means. So I love that this show introduces those things without like shoving it down your throat or being like, let us teach you. You know what I mean? It's just literally an introduction. And so it was dope to be able to have two of the hosts be immigrants and totally get where this guy is coming from, totally get where the daughter is coming from. Give us a new perspective. Like all of that, I live because it really just it enables us to learn about something.
Absolutely.
And, like, be in on it at the ground level, which is the best way to learn, right? Like you're like,
yes,
hey, this is unfolding with me. Okay, I get this. I like this.
Yeah.
That's what I took. That was my biggest takeaway, that a lot of times people don't get it. Like, why would your dad be so whatever? Why would he be so whatever? Like, once you get all the dynamics of what that entails and what they assume should be, and
exactly.
it's like, oh, okay, this makes sense. They're not a American family per se.
Right.
So,
there we go.
Yes.
Love
Bryan,
it.
what'd you think?
I definitely echo exactly what you said, Kitty. I was talking to Trina about this, and I loved how the use of Spanish. I loved how they did not make him try and speak English when he was uncomfortable. I love how they didn't get a translator or anything tone deaf like that. They really allowed him to speak what he knows and speak who he is, which I absolutely loved. And that spoke so much volumes about, like you said, Kitty, the cultural, and to introduce this culture, this type of family to the entire world, to a big, large audience, and to see these different familial dynamics. So I loved it so much. The reveal was amazing. The makeover was amazing. The restaurant, oh my God, looked amazing. I mean, it might look a little like a gentrified kind of, but it was gorgeous. Loved it.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree with all of that. I love that we got to know this whole family. And I think that he really, really went above and beyond with just letting these guys do whatever they needed him to do. And just, he trusted them. And that was the best part because, there is the cultural divide between all of them. And there is the understanding the kids, why the daughter left, all of that. He was just listening and taking it in. So I thought it was amazing and I'm excited to talk about it. So let's do it. So we meet Marcos, we meet his family. They're so cute. The whole family works at the fish market and he's excited to open this new restaurant. Kitty, what did you think when we met this cute family, the cute little boy? What did you think of them?
First of all, I love the fact that the father is, once again, right? Like, this is what we're taught as Americans, but I just feel like people in general, in order for them to get to their next level of success, it's all about keeping your head down, staying focused, making sure you're putting one foot in front of the other, and just stacking, right? I need to stack for tomorrow. I need to stack for a new venture. I need to stack for a vacation. Like, whatever it is, there's no taking a break. So I love that he had so much personality and that he was so like charismatic and stuff. It was so easy to watch him in his element with the family pitching in and everything. And every once in a while he'd be like, let's do this. So that was pretty dope. I love the whole, just the feeling of it. You know, it was almost like I was there. I could totally see that if I came to get some food from you, dude, not only are you going to feed me, but you're going to make me laugh. I love the hat. It was just a very warm and fuzzy situation. I could definitely tell that they were a group of people, but I mean, I find that to be the case with most Latinas and Latinos.
Yeah.
They're very like, kind of like Black folks, they're very like warm and cuddly. They want to hug you and like embrace everything that is to, you know, what you are as opposed to what I am and how can we meld them. All that I live for. Yeah, it was all dope.
Beautiful. Bryant, when they first met the Fab Five, so they came in, Antoni grabbed the little boy right away, they made themselves feel like home with the family, the mom, Alma, she, you know, hugged Jonathan, told him how cute he was. What did you think of the vibe with the five of them and the whole family? And also when we learned for the first time about daughter Jessica.
Ooh, yes. So again, like the last family, I feel like they knew about the guys. Like the mom was probably like the hugest Queer Eye fan. I felt like she was just over the moon excited. It was adorable. And I loved seeing that. So that was great. And the daughter definitely made me like take a step back because that was really, really interesting to see because it was new to me because it was new that there was this clash. Like there was this clash of like first generation, how they talked about of she feels like she's ready to move on her own, but her parents are like, no, we can still take care of you. We still are this family unit. We still want you to be a part of this unit for a while, you know? So it was really, really interesting to see that dynamic and see how it played out. And in the end, of course, obviously we got that resolution, which was beautiful.
I thought it was really kind of heartbreaking when they were talking to Alma, the mom, and Tan was talking to her and she couldn't really speak about, and of course she was very hurt. And so the middle daughter had to speak for her, kind of explain what was happening. I thought that was really sad, but I thought a really nice moment was when Tan was like, you know, this is what happens when we're raised in America, when we were born somewhere else or our parents were born. Yeah. And this is what happens. But then Karamo came in. He's like, but you miss her. You want your baby home. And so from that moment, I knew that Karamo was going to be able to swoop in and handle this estranged situation and was going to be able to take care of that. So that was really good at the beginning because I was a little nervous about all of that. Kitty, tell me what you thought about the beginning of the makeover process. So as you said, he had all this energy. He had the vibe. It was kind of like last time with Jennifer
drop it like it's hot, mama.
And she's like, she's ready for it. So what did you think when we started trying on clothes? We went to the hat store. What did you think about the difference in his demeanor once we started working on things?
I feel like this is the case, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like this is the case for everybody that gets a makeover, even if they're comfortable in their own skin, even if they like their choices of what they've tried on, you know, who they are fashionably prior to. It's something about going into a store where you know that your coin will not be needed.
Seriously.
Like you would have had to hire this man to be your personal assistant or whatever, stylist, in order to get this kind of attention. But instead, it comes with the territory, so that's free. The clothes is free. I mean, you literally like get hyped even without meaning to. You don't even have to be a fashion person, and it's like, oh, free clothes. So he wasn't like hype, but he was super like comfortable. Did you get
open to the transformation?
Very just like
yeah, I'll take that. And I think that probably works for me. And then when they got to the hats, baby, if he didn't know nothing else, he knew what hat he wanted to don on that head.
He was like, when Tan said the feather bar, I was like,
he was like, the what?
Ooh, the feather bar.
Right, like, oh,
I will only be going to feather
I
bars.
love that.
Oh my
Bryan,
goodness.
what did you think about the hair? and the going into Jonathan's chair, and he did speak of the mustache. He wanted to keep the mustache. He wanted to keep it as he wanted it. What did you think about how that was going to go?
I did like the hair transformation this time a lot, because it definitely was a cleanup. It was very much a cleanup, keeping to who he was. Again, like you mentioned, Jonathan really was like, the mustache, if that's a deal breaker, then I'll keep it for sure. I want you to have whatever you're comfortable with, what you want, especially because it was part of his heritage, part of his culture, which was absolutely so beautiful. So I love seeing that. And yeah, just the cleanup, it was amazing how he fixed it up and made it look nice, made it still look good under the hat, because we do know that he loves to wear a good hat. So it was perfect. I loved it.
Actually, let's talk about one more thing.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just have to say, I love that Tan tried to introduce him to like a different caliber of hat. Like, what about the Sage Boy? What about
when he tried like the 5 panel, I was like, the 5? Not the 5 panel.
He's like, give me my damn fedora and let me rock out. Right? Like, I appreciated all of that.
It was hilarious.
Amazing.
It was so good. One more thing about what Tan was doing is that we know that Marco loves bright colors. We know he likes fun things. He's not going to wear a black shirt to work. He's not going to wear khakis probably. But Tan found him these airy, nice, vibrant clothes. What did you think of all of the trying on clothes, Kitty? How did you think that went?
I feel like he really owned it. I love that element, is when people, no matter what background you come from, there's just no getting around coming out of a dressing room dressed in something that literally fits who you are as a human being. Like, it goes with your personality. It fits you. Like, prior to this, so many of us do not understand what a good fit even means, especially when it comes to a man in a suit. Girl, they will put on a suit that is 2 sizes too small, 2 sizes too big, simply because this is what they've gotten accustomed to, and that's all they know. So they're very comfortable with that. And you're just like, bruh, your literal elbow and you know what I mean? This is your shoulder. Like, but that's information that a lot of us don't have. Remember, we were talking about that before. Like, I'm really grateful to my mom for making sure that I understood that this is a lining, this is a double stitch, this is a, whatever. This is polyester blend, or, and this is going to breathe better than this, and cotton, and blah, blah, blah. So I love that he got like a little bit of a, how should we call it? A crash course.
A little education.
Yeah, he came alive with that, right?
Yeah.
As soon as he comes out of the dressing room, he's like, yeah, check me out, kind of thing,
I'm ready. I'm me. Yeah.
That was feeling himself.
So good.
We love.
So, Bryan, let's talk about your man's Antoni and the the helping him figure out the menu situation. So we knew that he wanted to do some sort of another obvious thing with seafood. What did you think about how Antoni just kind of followed his lead?
I like that. Again, it was kind of just bringing out what he already had. I think Antoni didn't want to step on his toes, especially knowing someone who is a restaurant owner, is someone who is really closely attached to food. Because, for most of the people they have, their food is like not in their wheelhouse whatsoever. So he kind of has to take the lead. But with Marcos, he was like, okay, let me just follow what you already had in mind. Let me just enhance it. Let me just add my Antoni flavor to it to make it that much better, make it restaurant ready, because that's exactly what he brought, was that restaurant owner experience.
Yeah.
Being a head chef, being someone who knows the restaurant world, how to create a menu, he brought exactly that to already Marcos's taste of food, or his flavor for food. And it just melted so beautifully together, and I love seeing it.
That grilled mango, though.
Oh, I want that. I don't even like tahini, but I want that. Yeah.
I love mango. But the thought that you would grill it is just like, that doesn't occur to me. I love thinking outside the box. Like, I'm not that kid that's just about to swallow a damn, I don't know, poisonous, whatever, just to say I did. You know what I mean? Like, no, but for real, people be on that sushi mess hard. Like, an indigenous, blah, blah, blah. Island. Okay, you're playing with death. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, just eat the mango.
Grill, I can do that.
You can do it. Listen, that 5-year-old was doing it, so I'm pretty sure.
Come on,
Kitty Kaboom can do it. We know it.
We love it.
To the dinner you're making us after this quarantine.
Yes, we're coming over.
I'm looking forward to it.
So
We
let's
love.
talk about meeting up with Jessica. So Karamo spoke to the parents, both of them, about how they felt, kind of what was going on, found out there might be some strict rules happening. He was a little tough on her. And then, of course, she is reaching for the American side while they're trying to pull her in and keep her, right there with the culture. So let's talk about when they actually came together to meet. Bryan, what'd you think?
Again, it goes back to the whole introducing a new family dynamic, because I like to imagine that I'm daddy's little girl. So,
Classic.
literally, I get away with everything. So the fact that to see, because it's so funny, because in my family dynamic, it's my mom who's very much the enforcer, the strict one. So to see, yes. So to see this dynamic of the father who was strict, who was hard, especially on the oldest daughter, it was really interesting to see that. And I loved how Karamo just brought them together. And again, just made the meeting. That's all he had to do. He just set it up and just sat back. He's like, all I need to be is the bridge to allow you guys to actually communicate, because I don't need to say anything or input anything, because this is not my place. So I loved how he really just brought them together, set it up, and allowed them to hash things out and to work through things together.
Exactly. Kitty, do you think that when Marcos opened his mind to all of these other things in life, do you think that helped him just kind of submit to the situation with Jessica and just admit his wrongs? Or do you think that he always kind of knew?
No, I feel like the Fab Five does an amazing job of bringing that to the forefront, right? Like, if my mom tells me that color looks amazing on you, you should wear that more often, I'll take it in and I'll say thanks, whatever. But it's my mother, right? So if like Santos tells me that, or you tell me that, I come to AfterBuzz, and that's the sad part. Like, you guys don't even have to be like fashion aficionados, but hearing it from people that genuinely love and care about you, it's unfortunate, but oftentimes, more often than not, we dismiss that as being like, oh, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Almost like we convince ourselves that because they're so close to us, somehow they don't know or don't have a clear idea of what should be. But like a stranger coming in with no background and no backstory, they must know. It's not logic. Okay, let's just
no.
It makes no sense. But I get that, and that's who I've always been. You know what I mean? My mother tells me, then she don't know the break she don't. But if someone else is like, oh, and then I'll come home and be like, Mom, someone told me this, that, and the third. She's like, you know what? I have to give my mother props, because she never was like, oh, well, when I said it, you didn't want to hear it. She would always say, as long as you're able to receive it. Whoever told it to you, wherever it came from, as long as you get it. So yeah, I have to say that about him. His demeanor and everything gave me the impression I'm the man of this family. And then again, culturally, right? Latinos don't play that. Like, you don't get to come into their house and tell a man of the house how to run his house, baby. That is not okay. So I love the fact that he was able to hear it from these group of people that are clearly good at what they do. They have been paid a lot of money to come by and explain
True.
So yeah, it's a matter of respect. If his wife told him to wear a blue hat, he would be like, have a seat. But when Stan comes in, Stan is an expert in this field, right? So he must know what he's talking about. So at least he takes it with a grain of salt. You could also almost see him open up in that respect. I've been thinking this way. You guys are sharing something with me that I'd never considered. You're putting me on the spot. I'm on camera. I gotta say something. So I go with the flow, and then it turns out to be a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. And I loved that she was so receptive, and she also, her walls came down real fast when he apologized right away. And so he was able to apologize, and she was able to just express that she was thankful that he has decided to change, for the better of them, to give the family more time, and all the things that she's probably always wanted, and the reasons why she ran, and now she knows she needs it. So I thought that was amazing, because that's what happens, right? When you're young, you think you know best, and you just need a little time to think, and there you have it. Beautiful. Okay, so let's get into the reveal. Let's start with the restaurant, Bryant. what did you think? Did you expect? I didn't know what to expect because honestly, that place was like the skinniest restaurant I've ever seen.
I'm like, where are they gonna put the chairs?
Small.
Seriously, I did not.
Is this a drive-through window? Like, what is this place? And then Bryan, tell us what you thought of what actually happened.
I had no idea what was going to happen. Like you guys said, it was very tight. So I didn't know what Bobby was going to be able to do. But we know that he can pull anything out of a hat and really make it work. Pretty much. We love it. By the way, I want to shout out our friend, Miss Tara Ball. She's with us in the chat again. We love her.
Tara.
Hey, Tara. She said, actually, that you're spot on, Kitty, with what you were saying earlier. So we love that.
Yeah.
So, yes. Thank you for being here, Miss Tara. But with the restaurant, again, I mentioned it looked a little bit gentrified, but in the best way possible. Like, it was very, very modern. But still, what I loved about it, while it was a little bit more modern than I would like, it still spoke to him. So it still had the fish on the wall. It still had the use of color. It still had that kind of modern simplicity, which I feel like he is. He's fun, but he's also laid back. So I feel like Bobby did an amazing job of using the space that he did have to make something work for Marcos and his family.
Yeah. I also think too, a part of the reason why, it was played down a little bit inside, so that's not going to cost much to fix anything.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be, it's not going to be something that they have to be very scared if something breaks down, aside from the obvious, like giant ovens and things like that. But they can maintain that stuff so easily. And also including that quote from his, I believe, great grandfather, or was it grandfather, on the wall. And he said to Bobby, he couldn't believe that he was paying that close of attention.
Yes.
And I thought that like
Bobby takes it all in. That's why he's
all of it,
questions, sir.
And he's staring at
life
you
in a minute.
exactly, making that face that you hate.
I thought that was so spot on. Like, obviously he's I was about to say a shish market fish market owner. So speaks to where, his roots and all that, but even better, I just think that it was a nice segue. Like, this is a restaurant, we serve fish, we also sell fish. This is our whole shtick, you know what I mean? And it's very seafood-y. It was beautiful. It was really well done. And I was pleasantly surprised because that joint looked like a shotgun house. I don't know but baby, it was just right through. I was like, where the hell are they gonna put the chairs?
Exactly.
It all come to fruition.
Let's talk about the reveal of him physically when he got out of the car, and then the family ran up. Obviously his son like ran up to him in that hat with the feather. But let's talk about how he looked, and then when Jessica showed up and the little boy like spoiled her walking. Bryan, what did you think when that happened?
First of all, I have to say that lemon shirt he's wearing is from H&M, and I don't have it in my closet, but I almost had it in my closet. Now you should. Now I want it. So adorable, so cute. We love it. But yeah, loved his final reveal. So fun. Again, it's all about doing it for their personality. So Tan knew that it needed to be flexible, it needed to be movable, it needed to be light and breezy because he works indoors and outdoors. So just the whole wardrobe was amazing. He looked great. You can feel his like inside light coming out through his clothes, which I absolutely loved. And when the daughter came running from the side, I was like, oh my gosh, no, it was perfect, so beautiful. And the biggest thing, I'm sure you're gonna talk about that, but the biggest thing was when he said something along the lines of like, I apologize to you in private, but I had to do it in front of everybody else. I was like, whoa. Oh my goodness.
And that's my point. Coming full circle like that is usually possible because these are ideas that might have been presented to you in the past, but because the people presenting them for whatever reasons have a stigma in your mind of who they are or what pecking order they should be put in or whatever the hell we come up with in our own brains, when a complete stranger who, again, there's money exchange. This man is paid to,
to do this.
Like, I'm serious. Listen, this is America. Okay, we all bottom line is always money. So that's there. This is a paid person. This is not like a volunteer situation where somebody's running up on you going, I like this, wear that. No. This is what I did. So I loved that Karamo was sitting in the middle and having them on the two sides. I was kind of afraid for a hot second that it might go awry.
Yes.
Hold your breath. It's going to be fine. And the fact that Karamo sat there and didn't even act as like a referee because he didn't have to, right? Like he said, and then he sat back and was like, just to make sure, you know what I'm saying, that there's love and light here. I'm going to sit back and be a fly on the wall, but Tom is very visible.
Yeah.
I love that. He was just holding their hands through the whole process.
And Kitty, what did you think about at the very end when the daughter showed up and then the mom was shook. And she couldn't really react. But then we went in the restaurant and everybody started cooking together, and just like out of nowhere, just like a pull, an awkward pull and grab, and hugging her and just like making her aware that she's grateful that she's back to. I thought personally that brought the whole family full circle. What did you think?
Definitely. There's no question. It was a beautiful moment. I like the fact that the mom was so shook that she wasn't even able to react in that moment. But because things were moving so quickly, she didn't even have time to absorb or process. It was like, okay, this is what we do. Y'all already know. Everybody get in your place.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Let's make this coin. Let's make a dish. Let's, creatively collaborate and produce something that we all love and have a respect for. And in that moment, before we move on, I don't want her to think that I don't get how dope this is. It's just that I wasn't in that before. So come here, girl. Give me some love. Love you. Moving forward. And, here we go. As a mom. I can't front though, y'all. Like, I can't really wrap my head around what it would be for my son not to speak to me, or not even just because you said she ran away. That's interesting that you feel like it was running. I don't feel like she ran away. I felt like as an adult, she said, this is not the life that I want to leave. And she left. And then the middle child did underscore that she has a boyfriend and he's American, and that might have something to do with her decision. But as soon as she sat down in front of daddy and was just like, I miss you guys, I love you guys, now I get it, now that I'm by myself or whatever, then it should be a different situation. So I really love that all came full circle. And again, as a mom, I can't imagine what that's like. That doesn't, I don't, Khalil not speaking to me.
Never, Khalil, you hear us?
I would pull up so baby. I would be banging on windows. Get out here. So I love that. And I love the mom just getting in her hug really quickly to kind of just solidify, you're back. I'm grateful. I love you. Now let's cook.
Right. Mm-hmm. One more final question. Bryant, the food. Which food did you want to try? Of those three things, they were throwing up those sliders. They had that soup flying around. The little boy was making mango. Which did you want to try? Tell me.
The soup looked amazing, and not twice because Antoni made it. But the soup was amazing. I loved it. So good. I think it's because I have something back in my culture kind of similar, like a seafood chowder. That's probably why I resonated with it a lot. But it looked great. Everything looked absolutely amazing. Again, I want to try the grilled mango because it was amazing.
Beautiful. Well, that is pretty much covers this episode, but we do have our special segment, and we have one of our amazing producers, Ryan Nilsson, is in the house. We're going to see what he's up to today. We've got two of his outfits. He is bringing a different style, Ryan.
Come on.
Whoa. What does it say?
I love it with the jeans.
We love a crop. We love an ankle. Oh my God, we love Toms. We love a Tom. We love a Tom. Come on, environment. Come on, sustainability. Come on, giving back.
I respect all of that.
Okay, Ryan, do a little front tuck. Do a little French tuck. Do a French tuck. Do a French tuck. Do a French tuck. We love.
No, just the front.
No, only the front. Just the front.
There's Kelsey. Kelsey with the win.
Oh, you are way too school for cool, Ryan. Seriously.
We live. Oh my gosh. This is you don't have to go to the Queer Eye. You're good.
We love it.
You're Queer Eye, guys.
You got this.
That's it.
Can I just say big ups for him for wearing some damn Toms?
I love a Tom.
Seen no black man wear Toms.
Honestly,
do your thing, brother. I love
Ryan.
it. Yes,
Ryan, no matter what. Ryan stays on Ryan brand in some way, always.
Gotta love it.
Love it.
I bet you my son would probably wear them. He wears Birkenstock, so I can see him wearing.
So he wears Toms.
Toms are fun. Every Tom that you buy, they give one a donate one, so it's amazing.
Absolutely.
Yes, we love Tom.
Yes, we love that.
Amazing. Yeah. Well, Ryan got an A+. No surprise from the viewers. Ryan's always getting an A+ from us. So that's it for this episode 8. We will be back on Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific and 6 p.m. Pacific for the final 2 episodes of this season. So sad. It went so fast. But until then, Kitty Kaboom, where can they find you?
Please find me on IG. Come, let's have a chat, shall we? Oh, all right. Did y'all hear that?
Oh,
so damn talented I am. Sorry, Kitty, KITTIEKABOOM, and on Twitter I'm Kitty Meow.
Bryant, what about you?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok at the Bryan Santos, and catch up on our AfterBuzz TV show, Gay Twitter. We just talked about all the fun things happening in the gay world right now, so check us out.
Yeah, and y'all can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Hey Trina Dong, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.